Hi guys, it's Jill with Parse and Parcel, and I'm here today to share with you the third swatch book from Neenah's recently relaunched design collection. So previously I shared with you the tactile swatch book, which, as the name says, contains a bunch of the most beautiful textured papers. And then last week we did soft touch within the collection. And those are all very soft touch, almost like pedal soft papers. And today I wanted to share with you the third one that completes the entire set of the design collection, which is called Pearlized. And as the name depicts, all the papers it contains are pearlized or metallic papers. And they're absolutely beautiful. So these papers would be used for both offset lithography. Some of them that I'm going to share with you are guaranteed for digital printing, but whether you're a graphic designer, stationery designer, just paper enthusiast, I think the swatch book is definitely one you want in your arsenal. So let me go over the grades with you quickly here today. Within the swatch book, probably the most prominent grade that it contains in Pearlized is one called Star Dream. Many of you are probably familiar with this grade. It's been around for a little while, but Neenah has updated it a bit with some Star Dream 2.0 papers. And basically some really nice colors added to the palette. You can see the Eris is new, and then Pluto, two very pale whitish shades within the grade. Then they've added Neptune, which is kind of like a blue-black metallic. Saturn, which I really love that shade because it's I think it's richer than copper is. I really like that one. And Venus, which I don't think this light is doing it justice, but it's very cool looking. So the Star Dream papers, what I love about these papers, and actually so many of these pearlized papers, is the way they're made. They've got that iridescent or pearlescent coating to them, so you get the richness of and depth of color of the paper, and then that extra special like pop of color. So I wanted to share with you, this was one that was from Neenah's previous swatch book, which you may remember, and it is on the fine gold, the color fine gold, and they've just paired it here simply with a gold foil stamp. And the thing about these papers is it really is kind of like less is more. You don't need to do a whole lot to them because they are so luxurious and special. Certainly you could print 4-color all over it, but I think that's taking away from the beauty of the paper. They really just require very, I would say, minimal, and I like to say pressure-based print techniques. So like embossing, foil stamping, die cutting, debossing, engraving, letterpress. I don't know about letterpress on this one. I mean, you could do it, but usually you want to stick to cotton for that. Which in that case, I would tell you take a look at Neenah's new cotton paper. But anyway, I think they're just beautiful, and they can make anything feel a little bit special. So we're heading into the holidays here soon, and I know many people have started designing the holiday cards. And I think these papers could be absolutely beautiful for them if you haven't started or you're just starting to think about it. And the other thing that I want to mention about Star Dream, if you flip up the swatch book, Neenah does a really great job of sharing all the stocking info in terms of what's available with the grade. So oftentimes we'll hear from printers like, you'll spec a paper and they're like, oh, it's a mill item. Kind of doesn't mean what it used to mean. The reality is when you look at this, you can see the chart as to what they stock. These would be all your traditional offset papers. Certainly you can use them with other techniques, but they do have some shades that are guaranteed for the indigo. So that means digital printing, you guys, which is really, really nice. But I gotta point out, take a look at the quantities. They're not, like, in terms of how they're packed, like, it's relatively small quantities, 100 to 250 sheets per carton. And the new Star Dream 2.0, the 126-pound cover, is available in as few as 50 sheets per pack. That's awesome. That means it's super approachable to use. The other really great thing about Stardream, all of these papers, but they've got the matching envelopes. So if you haven't been on Neenah's website, they recently redid it. It's really easy to navigate. I would tell you hop on and check it out, but there you'll find all the papers as well as matching envelopes for just about all of their grades. Not everything is going to be in stock, but they've got a lot that is. So I would tell you look at that. So that's the Stardream, and it is so pretty. And then moving over to the right side of the swatch book, we've got UV Ultra 2 Translucent, and this is in the pearlized finish. You may remember last week I shared with you, or 2 weeks ago, Tactile, which had the UV Ultra in it, this book here. But what Neenah's done with the pearlized swatch book, which I think is so smart, they have taken the pearlescent papers that may be part of previous grades and put them into one swatch book so that as designers, you guys can think about what are the qualities of the paper that you want and go to that swatch book, as opposed to like, oh, I really loved that, iridescent looking paper. What grade was it in? I can't really remember. Kind of think when you see the name Pearlized, it's going to trigger that. So with that being said, the UV Ultra 2 is available in that pearlized finish, and it's not showing up so well here, but I gotta tell you, it's beautiful. So if you guys have been using translucent papers as wraps, a lot of stationery designers, I know it's a favorite right now. I don't know if you can see that, but I think this pearlescent or pearlized finish in the UV Ultra 2 would be gorgeous for a really black tie event or a wedding, just something really special. And I definitely know that the translucent or vellum wraps, as they're referred to by many creatives, are really something special right now. Then moving down the waterfall, we've got Star White, which is a grade that's been around for a long time and many designers know it. It is also in the Tactile collection as well, but they've gone ahead and pulled out some of the grade's best known pearlized papers. You've got the Flash Pearl, the Flash White, and it's nice too because this is a linen finish, so they've got some texture going on in these pearlescent sheets. I love the Flash Blue, and I don't know if you can see that. It kind of has like this fiery undertone to it. It is really nice looking, and that is gorgeous. I saw a holiday card produced on this. Oh my god, it looked beautiful. And it was simple, like just a blind embossed snowflake pattern, but it was so pretty and felt so luxe, and honestly, extremely affordable to do. And then we've got the Astro Silver, which I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's got this really fine micro emboss pattern to it and a really nice hand. It just feels good, very luxe. So that is Star White. And then Essa, which is also in the Tactile swatch book in the deep colors that many people knew it for. And now it's pared down a bit to the top two, black and white. But in here, they've kept the pearlized finishes, not only in a textured finish. Can you see the traditional or the well-known Essa texture pattern in the pearlized? The white, they also offer it in crystal. And then in the smooth finish, we've got Pearlized Latte, which I swear gets used so much. So many creatives love this one. There was a jewelry client that I did work with, God, a while ago, and they did it was crazy, but all of their sell sheets were on this. And it was beautiful because, bonus, there's the cocoa, silver, and opal, because it's available digital. So yes, you can print digitally on these pearlescent sheets. You just want to make sure that you are double checking. In the back of the swatch book is good. If you don't know where to look, SE Digital, ask your printer. They'll let you know. But it's nice because it gives us options when we're talking short run, smaller quantities of digital printing. So you can use better papers. And I gotta tell you, I'm going to show you a sample in a minute. They look beautiful and not waxy at all. And then we've got the Astro King, which is got just a little bit of shimmer to it. I think it's more pronounced in the colors within the swatch book. You can see them. But it has a really great feel to it. Very satiny. And there's a slight little, again, a micro emboss, but it makes it feel like, ooh, what's going on there? You'll notice in a lot of these papers too, like the Astro King, you see an 81-pound text, a C1S. That's going to be great for a box wrap. The same goes with some of the Star Dream. And my other favorite paper in this grade line, So Silk. I love this sheet. If you guys have not felt it, I would tell you get the Swatch book. You want to use it. But look at those colors. They are so rich and saturated. It's crazy. Now this is, I would say it's got a soft touch feel, but it's really beautiful. And there's definitely this really incredible metallic sheen to it. Just so luxe looking. Here's a print sample just to give you guys an idea. So this is on the Glamour Green. And you can see with just a simple foil stamp, it's one color, die cut, but it looks so good, right? So like a hang tag for a luxury brand, a belly band, it's just beautiful. And I'll share with you some of these print samples over here. I love that Neenah does this. Thank you so much for including print samples because it's so unnerving sometimes to design or work on a project and you want to use some of these papers, especially the colored papers, and you're not sure, is it gonna produce the results that I'm intending and really hoping it does? Well, Neenah's gone ahead and included a few of our favorite techniques, some of the ones that designers love on some of the papers that are very on trend. So right now, this one is the So Silk in the Fashion Purple, and you've got two foil stamps going on here, a purple and then a matte gold. And it just looks so good, right? And then as we flip it over, I love this Neenah, they have just kind of reminded us, oh look, there's envelopes available, 33 different styles. Those are all kinds of flaps and sizes, and they're telling us in what papers those envelopes within this grade that are available. That's awesome. I think this next sample is probably my favorite of the entire 3-book collection. So this is on the Pearlized White Digital ESSA. So ESSA's the grade. And I say this to you because this is printed digitally. These are not metallic inks. It's 4-color. The thing about the Pearlized papers, which is really kind of cool, is they're coated with a mica coating, like mica rocks, and they give off that iridescent sheen to them. It really is a mica coating. So what happens is that mica picks up the metallic-y, or gives off the shimmery pigments, if you will, and it really just, it's a coating on the paper, and it allows you to use flat oxidizing inks, and it will reproduce, especially on the white shades. That's where you will notice it if you're doing 4-color, and honestly, I would tell you, the lighter papers would be the only ones I would probably want to use 4-color on, but you might be braver than me, or in the right concept. Anyway, I just think this looks like silver metallic and like a pewter. If you look inside that teacup, that's beautiful. And you're not paying for the expensive metallic inks. So how cool is that? I just thought, wow, that's such a great sample. And the fact that it's done digitally, even better, because you guys have to see this in real life. It does not feel waxy or plasticky the way digital sometimes does. It's just gorgeous. And then again, on the back to remind us, oh look, here are the grades and the colors that are compatible for digital printing. And then they're showing us the new Star Dream 2.0 shade Saturn, which I don't know if you can see. It's got these really cool flecks of metallic in there. It really does look like the surface of what you would think the surface of Saturn might look like. So, and it's printed with offset, printed with 2 PMS metallic inks. So you can kind of see how the inks are going to sit on some of these sheets, and then like traditional translucent inks, and then or transparent inks, and then the gold foil stamp. So just really well thought out. I kind of really love this one though. Who doesn't love foil? Come on. Really well thought out, well planned. I love the fact that they are thinking about the creative community with these books and allowing them to be a lot easier to understand and to remember what's in them. You guys, these are great pieces. Really, really, really essential resources. I would tell you, if you haven't gotten a set, you definitely want to get them. They are going super fast. We've got a few left on parsonparcel.com. You can get them off Neenah's website at neenahpaper.com. And again, I really want to encourage you, if you haven't been on their website, go check it out. It's super user-friendly and some of the best envelope selection you're going to find. It's really great. So that's it for me for the design collection. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I promise I will answer all your questions. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time.